Hey everyone, welcome to Cross the Ditch NC. My name is Laura and I'm so glad you're here today. Today I want to take you around while I do some of my afternoon chores when I get home from work. Today I need to dig up our sweet potatoes and go cut the last little bit of okra off the stalks and go ahead and start pulling the okra stalks so I can get the big garden at my neighbor's house ready for all the little seedlings that are underneath our grow light. All right, so each day when I get home from work, I come home, change clothes real quick, and I head outside most days, not every day, but most days. And I like to take a look at the garden, see how it has grown seemingly overnight. And then I also have a list of things in my head that I want to accomplish out in the garden before we lose sunlight, because this time of year, as you know, the sun sets pretty early in the evenings. So I want to try to get as much done outside as I can before losing that sunlight. And then I head inside and do the standard mom things: dishes, laundry, cook supper, and help the kids with any schoolwork that they may have. So let's take a look at the garden real quick. We can get in here. Rutabagas are doing good, growing. My seedlings. My volunteer beans. Cauliflower is getting eat up by bugs. I really need to get out here and put a cover over these guys so I don't lose them. Probably going to go ahead and start some more seedlings. Check on my cabbage. I have one little cabbage plant doing good. The other two are on the struggle bus because, of course, they got eat by bugs. Basil's still doing well, as well as the peppers. Need to get these picked soon too. It's getting cooler, so I don't think these plants are gonna really be producing much more. My bean field walkway. These are our red noodle beans that volunteered. Lots of little radish. These guys will be ready to eat soon. I am so excited about that. And our peas. Climbing the fence and starting to climb. I should have planted them a little bit closer to the fence. I'll do that. I'll do a better job of that next time. More baby radish. I plant radish nearly on a weekly basis here. Check out these guys. They're really climbing the fence. So I told you in one of my previous videos about how I had planted carrots and we had the remnants of a hurricane come through. And I think even though I had the board over top of my carrot plants, I think the seeds ended up getting washed out anyway. So one night, I just came out here in a very rogue fashion and just threw seeds in the bed and pressed them in with my hand, didn't even cover them with dirt. And like the very next day, we had a storm come through with some really hard rain. As a matter of fact, it rained for like 3 or 4 days. And a couple of those rain showers were quite hard. But would you know, the seeds that I didn't even give much thought to, I just threw on the bed and said, we'll see what happened. Yeah, they took. Sometimes this will go to show you that sometimes it doesn't matter how much thought and care you put into it. If the seeds want to sprout, they'll sprout, and if not, they won't. And these, I literally just threw the seeds in the bed and pushed down like that, and then it rained for several days. I figured they got washed out. But yeah, that's exciting. Lots of lettuce. I need to uncover this so it can get some more sun, but I don't want it to get eaten up by the bugs yet. Oh, it's doing great. You can see that one. More little seedlings coming up. Lots of peas growing. I just walked through a spider web. Gross. Need to get out here and get the Tabasco peppers picked. These peas are growing up the trellis quite well. Turnips, you can see them down there. Growing. And I'm gonna have to walk back around, check that out. These peas are doing fantastic over here. I have one bell pepper plant still hanging on. And check out Carolina Reaper. Lots and lots of peppers. Gonna have to get those picked up soon too. It's a beautiful plant. I will not be eating those peppers though. Our one lone surviving artichoke that will hopefully bloom next year, maybe. Here's the no-dig instant garden that y'all saw me plant in the video that I posted on Monday, October the, I don't even know what today is. I think it's the 5th, 4th or 5th, it's the 5th. We'll say it is. This is the no-dig bed that you saw me plant with the cardboard. I ended up planting some kale in here, which has sprouted. I have a few turnips planted, and then I planted some cabbage, but it hasn't come up just yet. But there is the no-dig garden doing quite well. We had a pretty hard rain shower like 48 hours after I planted the garden, and I was concerned with it washing out a little bit, but it did not. As you can see, it stayed pretty much in place. And these are our mustard greens growing over here. Guys sprouting up. Our compost tomato. It volunteered itself in the compost bin. So it's still putting off tomatoes. But yeah, that's the backyard garden. Let's go check on tomatoes. So I thought a couple weeks ago, after the remnants of a hurricane, one of the many that we've had through here this year, I thought after that storm had come through that we had lost our garden spider, which I wouldn't cry over because I don't like spiders at all. However, she popped back up a few days later. Something very strange looking in my garden, and it looks like a snake. I do not like it. I'm gonna be sneaky and go slow and keep my eyes on it, so don't be mad at me for not making eye contact with the camera. Anyway, she came back in here, or popped back up on my clothesline, and I found her when I walked into her web and did the crazy spider web get off me dance, and then saw the giant spider like 6 inches from my face moving. Scared the living tarnation out of me, but she is here. She has a very large web. Ooh, dog scared me. And I will shut T. Do you see it? No? Yeah, I didn't either when I walked into it. There she is. Yep, I walked into her. But I'm gonna pick these tomatoes real quick, and then we are going to dig up the sweet tomato plant. This tomato plant has gone rogue. Goodness. All over. Check that out. That is a huge bowl of tomatoes. Holy cow. Haven't picked tomatoes in about 3 days. And I do pick some of these before they're fully ripe. And that is just because I know it's going to be about 2 or 3 more days before I'm going to be able to get out here to pick tomatoes. However, that's a huge bowl of tomatoes. I am definitely going to be sending some of these to my neighbors to enjoy. I have one neighbor in particular who absolutely loves a fresh tomato sandwich, so I will make sure that she gets some of these there are still a ton of tomatoes on these plants, so I'm gonna let them stay here. There are some plants that are showing some disease and some are dying, and I'll start pulling some of those out. But for the most part, they're still doing pretty good. So I'm gonna leave them here for as long as I possibly can, so I can keep getting that. Well, I was trying to figure out the best way to set you guys up to dig these sweet potatoes, but there are tomato vines everywhere and I don't have a good solid surface to set you on, so I'm gonna set you in the dirt. All right, so in order to set you guys in the dirt, I'm gonna have to pull these vines out. So I came out here last week and I saw some sweet potatoes sticking out of the dirt, and it got me super happy, super excited. So I knew it was about time to start digging. So I dug my hand down a little bit, felt some more sweet potatoes, and so now I'm gonna start pulling some of these vines out. That way I can get to sweet potato plants that are down here. Do you see what I see? I see sweet potatoes. And apparently I still have some red potatoes growing in here. So here's hoping I'll find some of those. I love these guys. All right. I'll step across all these vines here. See what we can find digging around. This was a last minute sweet potato garden. I just kind of tied some chicken wire together and put dirt in here, and I had a sweet potato in the house that was sprouting, so I just threw it in here just to say, hey, let's see what happens. I pulled some out the other day when I discovered them that were pretty good size, and I have them in the house. I feel like these could have stayed a little bit longer. Look at that. Awesome. Oof. Oh. Hi, check it out. Sweet potatoes. Holy good Lord. Look at that one. A lot of little guys in here. Oh, look at this one. It's got roots growing off of it still. I think I probably could have left these in here a little bit longer, but this is my first time growing sweet potatoes, so I got really excited. Very excited when I saw them sticking out the dirt, so I wanted to pull them and see what was there. Fabric's tearing up a little bit. I think that might be all for right here. Nope, there's a few more. Get down in here a little bit more. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I could have left these in here a little bit longer, but hey, you don't know till you try. This is my first time growing. A good size one there. So I think next year I'm definitely going to plant more potatoes and more sweet potatoes and study up on them, so I can learn a little bit more about them. So maybe we can have a little bit higher yield. And obviously I only planted one sweet potato just to see what it would do. But maybe next year we can have a higher yield, and I'll leave them in here longer so they'll get a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to take these vines and put them into our compost bin. Lots of little cayenne peppers. Taking a look as we go. It's fall. Yay! Tomato plants are doing good. Hey, puppy. Hi. Tomato plants are doing good. I actually have a few with some bugs on them. Walking this over to compost. We got to trim up our raspberry vines. It's that time of year. My cucumber vine has died on this, so I got to pull it up. But my other compost tomato is throwing off some tomatoes. So I'm gonna come out here and pick those when they're ready. Let that turn into some rich soil to use in the garden for next year. I love how artistic my kids are. I'm going to Walmart. Y'all want anything? It's Mike Waskowski. I'm probably not saying his name right. So cool though. Well, I am losing daylight rather quickly. I know it don't look like it to you. Street lamp's on. I'm gonna water my garden real quick and then head inside. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to the okra today, which is a bit of a bummer. I'm gonna try to get up early in the morning and handle that. Anyone who knows me is laughing right now because they know I don't like getting up early in the morning. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I know this was a little bit of a random video of an afternoon in the life of when she gets off work and comes home to work in the garden. But I thank you so much for joining me and tolerating my walking around and my terribly bad camera angles. I hope you will come back to see me again. And if there are any videos that you would like to see me do as far as the garden or cooking or preserving, anything such as that, which I don't have much to preserve right now because we're kind of in that transitional season. But if there's anything that you'd like to see, let me know. I'll be happy to do a video on it. And I look forward to sharing the fall garden with you as it continues to produce. And hopefully look forward to sharing some recipes on how I cook this food and preserve this food. And of course, as always, I fully intend to share it with my neighbors. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll come back to see me again. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.